Aloha kako I como mai White Shadow Spiritual Advising o Bria ko'u inoa. Today I'm coming on to talk about how to deepen your intuitive capabilities and or your psychic senses, whichever title you relate to the most. And I do think there is a difference, but I'm not getting into that today. What I am getting into is how you can elevate these things. Now, something that a lot of people don't realize when it comes to intuitive capabilities and being an intuitive person having psychic foresight and or insight is that it really boils down to a great act of deeply knowing yourself and attaining wisdom of self. Wisdom of self is the most important wisdom you will ever attain in this lifetime. And unfortunately, within our society, much of what we are taught pushes, and much of what we consume pushes us out of that knowing of self. Sometimes I tell my clients, you need to sit with your energy. And they look at me like I have 20 heads. And the reason why I tell them to do that is because when you are able to sit with yourself and sit with your energy, you are then able to understand not only on a deeper level what you are going through, but how your body responds to what it is you are experiencing. Our body is a compass. Our body is a barometer of some sort. And our body is, and our physical vessel is a major aspect to our intuitive psychic capabilities and spiritual talents. So if you don't know thyself and you don't understand your body's inclinations, those quote gut feelings, that's why they call it a gut feeling, then you will not understand how your body speaks to you on an intuitive level. You first have to understand that everyone's intuition is not going to appear the same or speak to them the same, which is why sitting with your energy and taking the time throughout your day to sit with yourself is so detrimental towards the level and capacity of your intuition. So, for example, you might step in a room, and if there's a negative energy in there or someone you shouldn't be around, there's a friend that's a backstabber, you might get a headache, whereas I might get nauseous, or I might start having severe pain in the center of my forehead, whereas you might start to get back pain. You might start to feel dizzy, and everyone's body is going to respond differently to whatever the intention is of someone, whatever guidance is coming through from the other side. So that's why it's so important to sit with your energy, because then you'll start to feel where your body speaks to you on an intuitive level. Okay, another major thing is meditation. And moving meditation, yes. However, sitting down, deep breathing, and meditating by yourself in sacred solitude, that not only raises your consciousness and raises your energy, it also heightens your intuitive psychic abilities, your intuitive senses. So meditation is absolutely essential when it comes to elevating your intuitive talents. Okay, so I do have a meditation tip video already on my YouTube, so I encourage you all to check that out. Now, another way to heighten your intuition, but also your connection and your phone line to the other side, is to, for example, if you know you have a guardian angel, which we all have a guardian angels, you can say to your guardian angels, the next sign you send me, please let that be the sign that lets me know when you're around. So you say that, and then next thing you know, you're seeing 444 everywhere, or you're seeing butterflies everywhere, or you hear a specific song over and over and over again. So okay, now moving forth, I will know when I hear that song, when I see that number sequence, that is my guardian angel trying to reach out to me, and then I can act on that. So our intuition and our level of intuition does very much rely on our connection to our spirit team on the other side, and most importantly, our connection to our creator. Another way to heighten your psychic intuitive senses is by understanding that everyone has different spiritual talents. You will not heighten your psychic spiritual senses by doing what someone else is doing or trying to achieve a form of psychicness that someone else has. You have to first figure out what your niche is. And you can do that by seeing what you naturally gravitate towards. Do you naturally gravitate towards healing work? Are you very interested in crystals or using energy that comes out of your hands? Are you very interested in massage and physical touch, Reiki? Are you more so interested in speaking? So your psychicness can come from the ability to speak publicly. Your psychicness can come from movement. It can come from writing things down, writing a book, writing down ideas, expressing your thought and your mind and your third eye visions by actually writing something down. So if you want to figure out what are my spiritual talents to begin with, it's not that you don't already know it, it's that you're not realizing that your natural inclinations are the root to your psychic talents and your psychic abilities. So using me as an example, I've always been very visual and I'm very talkative and I have a loud voice. So immediately when I started honing in on my talents, that was the first thing I stepped towards, was my ability to speak and get through to people and my ability to be a visionary. Okay, I'm able to see things not only with my eye, but with my eye as well. Some of you may be more so telepathic. So you might think something and next thing you know, someone else is saying it. You know right then and there that that is your spiritual talent. So when you sit in this sacred solitude and you're sitting with your energy, what I also want you to do is write down, what are my natural talents? Maybe I can sing. I can draw. I can speak publicly. I'm really connected to animals. Whatever your natural inclinations are is where your psychic talents, your spiritual talents are going to be found. Something that I was taught by my grandmother was our intuition, our psychicness is our very first thought and or instinct, our very first reaction. So she explained to me that most people act and speak with their second thought because humans have the tendency to second guess themselves. So in order to access your intuitive capabilities, you want to stick with that first thought. And a lot of times that first thought comes and goes very quickly. The thing about intuition and psychicness, here comes the wind. The thing about intuition and psychicness is that it's a lot of times very quick and very subtle. It's not very loud. Our egos are very loud though, and our egos are what push us to second guess everything. So when it comes to your intuition, you want to be able to tune into that first mental reaction, that first inclination. Again, that gut feeling. This is where the idea of the gut feeling comes from. So what my grandmother would have me do is we would do, she would be like, I'm thinking of a number 1 to 10, 1 to 50. What is it? And every single time I second guessed myself, I was wrong. And this is a fun little practice that you can do with your friends, your husband, your mom, your kids. You can say, okay, I'm thinking of number 1 through 10. Make sure you pick your first thought. And it's a really good exercise because it pretty much reprograms your brain to be a more natural, intuitive compass for you instead of always second guessing your steps. And honestly, I think it's very beneficial for our lives as a whole, so that when we go out there and we're in a business setting, we're in a serious conversation, we're not constantly overthinking, oh, should I say this? Should I not say this? It allows us to step further into our most authentic energy. So that's another aspect of your intuition and spiritual talents. It's only going to come from an authentic, genuine space within yourself. It will never come from that second guessing, and also lack of genuine energy, lack of authenticity. So what you have to keep in mind is that your intuition and your spiritual talents will be affected by things like eating disingenuous food, taking disingenuous actions, hiding your true self, not expressing your most authentic, true, real self to the world around you will absolutely be a detriment to your psychic abilities. Another thing is that the way our spiritual talents come to us in this lifetime is going to be karmic. So if you're able to reflect on and understand your karmic lessons and cycles in this lifetime, you will then also be able to understand as to why your spiritual talents are blossoming and manifesting in the way that they are in this lifetime. So just because you are a psychic, a tarot reader in this lifetime, you could have been a Reiki healer or an energetic healer in a past life. It changes, it ebbs and it flows from different lifetime according to what it is your karmic path is going to be in this lifetime. So by you completing these karmic cycles, breaking the generational curses, you're really uplifting your energy as a whole. You're bringing yourself to the next level, and in turn, that will also bring your intuitive capabilities to the next level as well. I think the last thing I want to say is something that will greatly hinder your intuitive capabilities is the fear of being wrong. You have to understand that even the best psychic in the world, I like to think I'm a pretty damn good psychic, I'm not right 100% of the time. However, you have to trust in your abilities and trust in what information is coming through to you. This is why it's so essential to form a strong bond with your spirit team on the other side, and most importantly, a strong bond with our creator. Because what you will find most of the time is maybe you weren't 100% accurate on what you said, but there was a reason why you said it, and you were like hovering above that target, but you couldn't exactly hit the target right in the bullseye. The thing is, we're still in this very dense realm, and this is a realm where they teach us intuition and spiritual talent don't even exist. We live in a realm where people question our creator, which is pretty crazy. And in order to combat that, we have to realize and accept that we're not going to be on point 100% of the time, but to trust in what information is coming through, irregardless of being right or wrong. So when I go into my sessions with people, I don't even think about being right or wrong. All I think about is, this is what I feel called to say. This is what is streaming through my spiritual talent. So there's a reason I have to speak it. I have to say it. You have to move away from the fear of what if I'm judged, what if I'm wrong, or anything like that. And what that does is it puts a cap on your spiritual talents. And really, you have to see the ways in which you were wrong in order to elevate your skill set anyways. Remember, your intuition is like a tool. It's a navigation system for this lifetime. If the navigation system doesn't trip up every once in a while, you will never know how to fine tune those abilities. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a beautiful day.